Hello. In this presentation, you can find out all about GCSE German and its importance for your future. So why is it important to learn German? Germany is at the heart of Europe, both politically and economically. It's the world's third largest exporter after China and the US. The economy is very strong. Some reasons are because of the important role of industry in Germany. It has a share of industry and gross value added, which is one of the highest among the G7 countries. It has a high export quota, much higher than lots of its contemporaries in Europe. There is an open economy. This means that the foreign trade quota is extremely high. In comparison to 84.4%, the USA quota is 26.7%. There are many high-performing medium-sized enterprises in Germany. This sector includes 99.6% of German companies, and very many of these companies are often publicly less well-known international market leaders. And here are some of the companies that currently operate in and from Germany. Germany is the world's premier location for organising international trade fairs. 10 million visitors attend every year, and there are usually about 150 international trade fairs. This makes it the hub for world trade. There are very strong economic centres in Germany, such as Munich, Stuttgart, Frankfurt, Hamburg, and Berlin. Each of these cities specialises in different sectors. And there is a very high employment rate. The largest German employers are, for instance, Volkswagen, who employ 642,000 employees worldwide. And the USA directly invests billions of dollars every year. As you can see from the table, in 2019, it was $148 billion. Germany ranks highly in terms of world patent applications. From the table here, from 2018, it was number 6 in patent applications. 67,000, nearly 68,000 patent applications were submitted that year. And this makes it a very, very strong country within the sector of innovation. And here on another table, you can see from 2016, Germany ranked 4th behind Japan, the USA and China, so extremely high on the rankings. Germany is one of the world's leaders in the solar energy and in the green sector, and has always been. Millions of people speak German. In Europe, German comes in second after Russia. 95 million people in Europe speak German as their first language. And it's also very widely understood as a second language, because it's popular as a second language in lots of other European countries. French comes next in the rankings with about 80 million. And German is now spoken by 36% of EU citizens. And that's come from Forbes, so I'm listening to, I'm citing my sources. Here you can see internet usage. In the middle, we can see English, and the lines indicate how many times documents have been translated in and out of languages. And you can see that the very bold line between English and German indicates that there is a very high level of traffic. So it's the second most common language on the internet after English. The thick line you can see is the proportion of languages used. So one study recently at Cardiff Business School estimated that the problem we have in the UK is that not enough people speak languages, and that's costing us billions of dollars or pounds a year. So Britain needs German speakers. and it could benefit you too. Studies have shown that having German, learning German, having a qualification leads to significantly increased earnings over a lifetime. It doesn't matter which job you do. You can see here it tops the table, and studies have shown that there is a real uplift in salary earnings over the course of a lifetime. And that translates into percentages. So Albert Seiss, the MIT economist, he found that for German, there was a 3.8% uplift if you had that language on your portfolio over your lifetime. And we're very bad at sort of thinking about the future, weighting the future against the present, but your future is really important, and that's what we're discussing at the moment. So why does this happen? Well, it's because there is an interplay of supply and demand. Germany is a trade powerhouse, so that language, German, will be more economically valuable for an outsider than a more closed economy. So an economy that's very strong, that's open, will have a significant value. And this came from the Times in 2019. And the quote was, German has been found to be more desirable for employers, and it's overtaken other languages to become the most sought after language by employers. And job vacancies specifying German language skills have risen significantly over the past 3 years. And then you can see the table there. So this came from a House of Lords debate in 2009, but this is regularly debated in the Commons and the House of Lords. Most employers do not require complete fluency. They do not need you to be bilingual. They would like you to have conversational ability, help to build relationships and make new contacts, somebody who can help the company to reach out. And that's GCSE German in a nutshell. And here you can see entries for GCSEs over the last 5 years. This has come from the British Council Language Trends Survey in 2019, and it found that German skills are in really high demand but in short supply. Many fewer children, pupils, adults learn German, and that means that if you have GCSE, you're in a market where others don't have this, and you could be in demand. 3 times as many pupils across the country learn French than German, and so German is still a very popular choice in independent schools. It has scarcity value. And what does German sound like? Well, German is definitely a language of character, and some of the best poetry and literature in the world is in German. You can have access to a world of music and writing that shaped the world. Writers such as Goethe, Marx, Nietzsche, Kafka, Mann, Brecht, and the list goes on, all wrote in German. Difficult to learn? Well, all languages and pretty much everything at GCSE is a challenge, but every language has its challenges, and it's well known that German is a really logical language. So just learn the rules, stick to the rules, and you're fine. And so how do Adam's pupils get on with GCSE? What's our track record? Well, they do really well. We've got a great track record for GCSE results. We're really proud of the success at GCSE. Where could it lead you? Well, it's a facilitating subject. It's really good for studying with other subjects. For instance, engineers are encouraged to learn German. And here are some companies that are German that you might be interested in working with or having an internship. And you can see a picture there of the first printed bike. That's a printed bike. And German is great to study with. History, art, sciences, design, business studies, economics, governance and politics, music, maths, philosophy and psychology, English, and geography and geology. University College London and many other colleges require pupils to have a language. Here's the quote straight from the prospectus this year. It says, students are required to offer a GCSE in a foreign language at grade C or above. So that's a GCSE, obviously. What could you do with German? So some of the jobs that could be available to you and some of the careers that recruit people with German skills are listed here. So a wide range of jobs. And then other careers in which language skills are very useful are things like dentistry, medicine, pharmacology, science careers, veterinary medicine. And where could it take you? Here are some examples of people who've used their languages: software consultant, tourism promoter, in-house translator, head of events, staff trainer, retail manager, interpreter, global marketing director, communications manager, journalist, weapons system operator, export manager. All these people have used their language in their jobs to further their careers. And here are some jobs that were posted. I looked for these on the 1st of January this year on one of the many websites that are offering jobs. And here we have a junior affiliate marketing manager, starting salary 36,000. We have a German-speaking cash management specialist, 45,000. We have a German-speaking video games tester. Yes, there is such a thing, and that's at £9 per hour, but that could be, I'm sure that could lead to something else. And we have a legal researcher, so something to do with the law. If you're interested in law, 23,000 starting salary, again, asking for German skills. And is it just about German? Well, no, there's other skills that you can demonstrate if you have a language GCSE, a German GCSE. You can show that you have public speaking skills, problem solving, cultural agility, adaptability, attention to detail, resilience, risk taking, and empathy and diversity awareness. Having a GCSE in German will demonstrate to course providers and that you have these skills. Willy Brandt, the former German Chancellor, famously said, "If I'm selling to you, I speak your language. If I'm buying, dann müssen Sie Deutsch sprechen." You must speak German. And so you have an increased access to German companies within the UK, not just abroad. For instance, Aldi will offer a starting salary much higher if you have German. Lidl does the same, and so do other companies. Rival UK retailers start their graduate recruits a lot lower. There's less competition in a healthy job market, and Germany is not in recession. Germany has a low unemployment rate globally. And until the end of 2020, companies are still able to bring in expertise from Europe. And that's changed now that we've left the EU. There may well be a shortage of British people with German language skills. So here's the core content of the exam. We have 3 themes. The first theme is identity and culture. And you study things like relationships with family and friends, social media, mobile technology, sport, fitness, customs and festivals. The second theme is all about local, national, international and global areas of interest, such as your hometown, charity, volunteering work, the environment, poverty and homelessness, travel and tourism. And the third theme is all about current and future studied employment, jobs, education, life at school, life at college, and all about your ambitions. And this is how the exam is organised. You have 2 tiers. Foundation tier covers grades 1 to 5 and higher grades 4 to 9. Most pupils at Adams study at higher tier. Students take all 4 question papers at the same tier, and they are listening, which is 25% and involves 2 sections. Speaking is also 25% of the marks. It's a very short exam involving a role play, a photo card and a conversation with your teacher. The reading exam is in 3 sections, and the writing exam, also 25%, has 3 questions to answer. And here is a short video to give you a flavour of the importance of German.
The youth of Britain are the promise for our future. Schools play a vital role in helping their students become global citizens by giving them access to language and cultural learning. In challenging times, people with language skills have a distinct advantage. Learning German provides young people with a greater opportunity to find their ideal career.
Well, I hope to join a Magic Circle law firm in London.
I'd quite like to go and study politics or economics at university and then work in whichever of those I had a degree in.
My ideal company would actually be somewhere like Volkswagen because I like cars.
After I finish my A-levels, I'm going to study German and Spanish at Magdalen College at Oxford University, and then I'd like to carry on using my German when I graduate, so for example a career in the media, possibly journalism.
Many UK companies are already cooperating with schools to respond to the career aspirations of young students.
German language skills are really important for Bentley. We're part of the Volkswagen Group, particularly as we're part of an international company and we're growing into all different markets, then it's really important that the people that work here have the language skills for when they're working in the different regions and markets.
E.ON develops very good relationships with British universities to recruit graduates. In particular for our international graduate scheme, it is crucial to be able to speak English, and it is a requirement to have a second foreign language, such as, for example, German.
So, does the reality in schools reflect the needs of business in the UK? And what is the situation for German specifically?
Language learning in British schools has been through a trough in the last 10 years. Up to last decade they were compulsory in British schools. That was removed, and the numbers of students taking them have declined very considerably over the years. And that has been a problem for the economy of the country, because that means that we are less able to trade and interact with other countries.
It seems to me that British people still don't quite get it as far as the importance of Germany. As a trading nation, it is Britain's biggest non-English speaking trading partner. It is the biggest employer, Germany is, I believe, foreign employer of British citizens. There are lots and lots of job opportunities in the sciences, in law, in engineering, for British people that have German skills. But I think that is not always properly realised.
The Salter Foundation is looking for individuals who could be the next generation of business leaders for Scotland. In looking for those people, we're looking for people who can show that they've got that potential.
Naturally, parents are very concerned about the career prospects of their children. What is their view?
To learn another language like German, I think it's such an amazing opportunity, and if the school offer it, then I would definitely advise them to do that, definitely.
And it's just so important to give students that opportunity to see that the world isn't just about English and Britain, it's a much wider world, and our partnerships with Europe really do matter.
It is becoming clear that German is very much needed.
If you look at the UK's future and its economic success, with Germany as our second biggest trading partner, understanding the language, understanding the culture, understanding how they do business is going to be absolutely key, not just to the UK's success, but also to how our young people look to the future.
German language is very important, particularly when you're applying for a job at this present time.
E.ON is a German-owned company, so German language skills are very useful in day-to-day dealings with colleagues in Germany.
And those schools that understand the importance of German language skills are already acting.
We received a letter from the school explaining that it would be really good for him to learn German in ICT, and explained that it would be good for his future employability. So as the way things are going at the moment, we wanted to give Sam every opportunity we could, so we encouraged him to do this.
Some people think German is a hard language to learn. But is this really true?
German has a reputation of being quite a difficult language. We have not found that to be the case. Rather, the children are quite enthusiastic about it. Providing it is introduced early, with teachers who are committed to using innovative techniques and resources, then the children will lap it up. They are interested and challenged by it.
I also like saying, like, what is your name?
How do you say that?
Which is, wie heißt du? And then you would reply with ich heiße and then your name.
Wow.
My advice to head teachers is to promote the learning of German language and culture. But what they will have to do is to make sure that they do promote it, and they promote it in terms of the opportunities for pupils for employment when they leave school, and that would have to be information given to both parents and pupils about employment opportunities.
The future of British youth shines bright. Their success is undeniable. German language hopes to be one of the smart choices they make to achieve all that they deserve and beyond.
So, why could you find German useful for yourself? 75% of the world's population speaks no English at all. You can become a global citizen. Language barriers can be broken down. These jobs are very necessary. You can increase your brain capacity. You can gain a valuable perspective. You can earn more money and work in many more places. Thank you for listening. Auf Wiedersehen.